Oh yeah, Unbound friends, how long has it been? It's been so long. It's so nice to get back in touch this way for our podcast. And I just want to say that I've been busy. I know you have too. And I've been on social media. I've been off social media. I've been working on an anti-inflammatory cookbook, having a ton of fun, let me tell you. These recipes are coming out great. There's some photos on my website at christineforeman.com. You can go check them out. We're just getting started. It's going to take a little bit before the cookbook is done. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm like, I can do this in 3 months. I can do an entire cookbook. Why can't I? I'm organized. I know how to operationalize it. But there are some preview recipes on there, so go take a peek. We're all excited about it here in the Unbound studio. The other thing that we've been working on and that we recently launched was our merchandise brand called Wear Your Why. And there are some great mantras on there. It's hats and sweatshirts and t-shirts, and there's some mugs and candles and all kinds of fun stuff and notebooks. So our top 4 mantras are power over patterns, steeped with intention, act to energy, and unfinished on purpose. That's like one of my favorites. So definitely go check out the shop tab and see what we've got going on. But this right here, this came out of a request, this podcast. And by the way, I think I said it on social media like another time. I don't want to interview anybody. I just don't feel like it right now. It's just not something I want to do. I might have guests on in the future, but what this is going to be, these next few podcasts is going to be a series about divorce. And it came about because someone requested it. A friend of mine came up to me and said, hey, listen, you haven't done a podcast in a while. I'm really going through it and could use some advice. So here we are. So this is Unbound in 10, your pause, your power, and it's in 10 minutes. Hopefully this will give you a little mindset refresh. And if you are one of those people that are contemplating divorce, and it's like 1 in 2 Americans. I know that sounds like 50%, but I think it's actually a little bit less than that. But over the span of your lifetime, it is like 1 in 2 people that get divorced. So, and it's even like a higher percentage rate. Like if it's your second divorce, or not second divorce, am I going to be okay? If it's your second marriage. But we don't want to talk about that, right? Because if you get married a second time, that is not what your headset is, or even the first time. There's been a decline in the last 30 years. I do believe the number of divorces out there. There's more people cohabitating. People are getting married later. Some people aren't getting married at all. But here's the thing I want to focus on for this short podcast. There's 3 questions I want you to ask yourself. Why did you get married? Number 1. And if you got a notebook or pen and paper, you might be driving to work. Replay this later when you're at home. Why did you get married? Leave yourself plenty of space to write some stuff down. What are your non-negotiables? That's number 2. And number 3, do you feel safe emotionally, physically, and mentally in the relationship that you're in? So let's talk about why you got married. Let's dive into that just a little bit. Some people get married out of pressure, right? Expectations from their family. They feel like if you're a female and you want to have children, you might feel like the clock is ticking on you. That's just not fair, right? That's the way that some people feel about, looking at a relationship or potential partner. Did you do it out of fear of being alone, right? Some people just can't handle being by themselves. Did you really do your homework when you look at why? And when you were dating the person that you're married to now, did you really get to see them in all their seasons? So it's very easy to be head over heels in the very beginning and think, oh yeah, this is it. Some people go, I know everybody talks about like that you just know. I mean, I think I know. Yeah, I know. You can convince yourself of a lot of things. But if you haven't sorted you out before you involve someone else in a partnership, especially a marriage, those red flags and those little things will continue to come up, right? We all bring our little emotional backpacks to the relationship, and it's all that crap that we've been through in life. And so it's really important that you see the person that you're contemplating marriage with. Did you see them in all the seasons? Did you see them experience trouble with money? Or how do they handle money? Did you see how they function in the family unit they were born into? What were their past relationships like, right? Did you do a deeper dive into that person? And really, so I really ask you, Why did you get married? And by the way, you know the answer. It's not going to take you pages and pages. You already know the answer, and your gut instinct will lead you there very quickly. What are your non-negotiables? This is one of my favorite topics because I'm not sure that everybody ever puts this down in pen or paper or talks about it out loud. But even if you're married now and you're like, I don't know if I'm happy anymore, what are your non-negotiables? For me, there's three things. It's trust. It's got to be there from day one. Communication. You got to be able to talk about the hard stuff. Crucial conversations are not easy, but this is your person. This is supposed to be your person, and it's supposed to be who you can just, if they can tolerate you on your best days, then they should be able to stand you on your worst, right? And the third thing is mutual respect. And I know that sounds like, well, those are like given. Yeah, maybe. Let's talk about that for a minute. So trust. If you've got to have somebody's location on your phone and they're not a child of yours, I'm going to ask you why. Now, maybe I'm showing my age, but that just seems odd to me. Unless they're like going on a trip and you just want to make sure they're okay, why would you ever need your spouse's location on your phone? So I don't know. And I'm sure please, I'd love to hear your comments. Like maybe there's something I'm not thinking of. Please share it with me. So trust, and this is not a judgmental thing, but if your relationship started out not above board, I just think there's always going to be a layer of you wondering if they're doing what they did with you, if they're going to do it to you. So just be careful. I'm not judging. Number 2, communication. And we could talk about trust all day long, right? Each of these deserves their own like hour-long chat. Communication. You all have different communication styles, right? How do you fight? That's part of how you communicate. Some of us pick up our toys and walk away, right? Fight or flight. Some of us become extremely quiet and will not communicate, and it feels like you shut people out, right? But what it is you need time to process and cool off and to kind of calm down. I actually respect that instead of the rage and the losing of the temper. So not everybody, like myself, I love to fix things right away. I don't like to have it feel bad, even if it is bad. We can agree to disagree, but I don't like going to bed angry. It's such an awful feeling. My world feels upside down. So communication, and part of that is what's your love language? How do you show each other that you love one another? Everybody speaks a different language. Is it small gestures? Is it big gestures? But this is what fills your relationship cup. You as an individual, you are a fully fledged adult, and you are responsible for coming into that relationship fully happy on your own and satisfied. If you were looking for someone to fill a void, that's going to be a red flag. They're not going to do it. Can they increase your happiness? Can they bring a lot of joy to you? Of course they can. But if you're relying on someone to make you happy, that's probably not a good recipe for success. Speaking of recipes earlier. So what are your non-negotiables? Think of the top 3 and what are they? And are they being met? And if they aren't, we're going to dive into that in one of our other episodes. And number 3, do you feel safe? And this is so big, right? So if there's domestic violence, that's an immediate, you need to get out. That's not going to change. They've already shown you who they are. And I'm not simplifying this, right? So I feel fortunate to not have ever experienced that. And I can't imagine what that's like. But I would hope that you feel that you have people and resources to help you. I know that there's a lot of fear and a lot of control that goes on, and lots of layers to you can't afford. Maybe they've isolated you from your family, right? So if there's domestic violence, that's a whole nother level. But do you feel safe emotionally and mentally? There's some people who might not ever lay a hand on you, but they will do a number on you emotionally. And a ton of gaslighting. You feel like you're losing your mind sometimes with people. And what ends up happening is you think you're going crazy. And you're like, but I don't understand. Like, if I was enough, why couldn't you just be honest? Or why do you behave this way? There has to be something wrong with me. Those of you who are caretakers and givers out there, it's so easy to spiral in those conversations. So that's a whole nother subject to look at, right? So those are the three things that I would start to ask yourself if you are contemplating. And by the way, in a given month, if there's 30 days, how many days do you question your relationship? Do you wake up and go, I don't know. I think I might have settled. I don't know. Do you question it? Because if you're questioning it 25 out of 30 days, that's your gut instinct telling you something's wrong and something is not right. And it doesn't mean that the other person's at fault. They could be a lovely human. They just might not be a lovely human for you and might not bring out the best in you. So if this is the first podcast of let's talk about why you got married. Let's look at what are your non-negotiables, and then you need to make sure you feel safe emotionally, physically, and mentally. If you do that work and you fill up your pages in your notebook or even just your mental checklist and you're like, oh, I don't think this is for me, but I don't know how to get out and I don't know where to start, tune in to our next episode of the divorce series, and we're going to do Unbound in 10, and we'll dive into what that looks like and feels like for you. I hope you're doing well. I've missed you. Remember, be bold, be brave, be unbound. This is Forming Out, and we'll talk soon.